So our last question, we'll go first to Mr. Bent. It is a general question, and then we'll go on to our closing statements. Why do you think you are best qualified for this position on this board?
Well, I'm undoubtedly best qualified, I think, because I was better qualified, I believe, 4 years ago before even taking this role, based on all my experience on serving on different boards, including in K-12 education, on PTA boards, school site council. I was a university MBA program a board member as well. And then once I came to this job, I took it immediately seriously from day one. And in my first year, I worked extremely hard to educate myself, bring myself up to speed for any shortcomings I had at that time. And I have educated myself vigorously over the last 4 years with the goal of becoming one of the best trustees in the state. Now, I believe I serve with a lot of other excellent trustees in the state. My entire board is very strong. And so I'm very honored to be part of it. But I do bring a diverse view, a different perspective that offers checks and balances. And so I am very happy to continue for another 4 years serving you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kropke.
I think if you're one of the best trustees in the state, you don't take your team into fact finding and there aren't open investigations about you. So
sometimes you do.
I'm not so sure about that. And I'm also not so sure about tooting one's own horn as being one of the best in the state. How do we measure that? Who was on the society that gave you that trophy? There are plenty of incredible people. I hear this all the time. This just annoys people. Let's just be honest.
I'll be happy to answer if it's a question.
This annoys our community when people say, I'm the only one with this skill set. We have so many talented people that sit on that dais right now. Anybody who wins this election would be lucky to serve with all those fine people on that dais. But guess what? We also have a lot of fine people watching. A lot of fine people who think, could I do that? Here's what I want to say to you, and especially to the young women watching. Yes, you can. You don't have to be perfect. You have to be willing to learn. You have to be open to hearing everyone and their viewpoints. And most importantly, you have to be transparent about what you failed on. Everyone fails on any board, but it's important to fail forward, learn, admit it, be transparent, and grow.
Thank you. Okay, and now we have come to the time for our closing statements. And first to give her closing statement will be Ms. Kropke.
Would you say that one more time, Ms. Wagner? I apologize.
It is time for closing statements, and you are the first to give your closing statement. You have 1 minute.
Thank you. We have to ask ourselves, why don't many people participate in our local school boards? That's something over the last 2 years I've thought a lot about. They're boring, they're tedious. People don't feel that they're heard. They come and make one comment, the board never responds. They don't know if their input is ever heard. Our local college districts, any school board is the best that democracy can be. It needs to be a place, it shouldn't be a school board anymore. It needs to be a community room where people come and they give their thoughts, their inputs. They're part of shared decision making. We need to welcome people back, make our boards transparent, put them on television, allow people to participate. Sure, we can follow the ground rules. Sure, we have to follow different procedures that are critical, but we also need to think about ways that we can rethink how to deliver our local government collegiate district. We need to think, how can we get people involved? Because when more people are involved, we get new ideas, we get better thoughts, and we can truly rethink public education in the way that many of our teachers have already done. We need to do as good in the boardroom as our teachers have done going online. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity of being here tonight. I really appreciate it.
Mr. Bent, your closing statement.
Yes, I want to thank the League of Women Voters for this forum, because I really think it's given voters a choice between two very different candidates. And I didn't know Ms. Kropke very well before this meeting, but I've gotten to know her a lot better by listening to her answers. I'm fearful that I'm sensing a heavy bias in favor of the group that we need to negotiate with on behalf of the taxpayers, and that to me is dangerous. The choice is clear. My goal is to not only win this election, but to win it by as big a margin as I possibly can to send a message. And I need your vote to do that. I'm proudly endorsed by the entire Yorba Linda City Council and Cecilia Hupp from the Brea City Council, and I'd like to have your support as well on November 3rd. Thank you.
Thank you. And that is the end of our candidate forum for this evening. On behalf of the League of Women Voters of North Orange County and the North Orange County Community College District, I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Thanks to our timekeepers and to our candidates and to our staff who have been working hard to present the technical side of this evening's forum. Links to the recording of this evening's forum will be available on the North Orange County Community College District website. Most of all, we need to thank our candidates for running and for participating in this forum. I'd like to also especially thank Miguel Alvarez and Dave Garcia for their willingness to participate in the forum, but who were not able to participate because their opponents were not participating as well. Without their willingness to serve, our democracy simply would not work. And to all of you, a reminder to please vote. Your votes will count. Have a plan, execute your plan. The only way your vote won't count is if you don't make it. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.